Alrighty, I think we're just about ready to go. This here, of course, is Bramwell homestead. Now, we spent the night out here last night. Cracking night it was too. They put a live band on for us, put a meal on. In fact, it was the perfect way to start what I think is going to be an epic adventure. You see, what we've got planned is to try and track south of here, find a couple of old tracks out to the coast. But as you all at home probably know, the tracks out here don't get driven all that much. And of course, you get a wet season through, everything grows up again. I don't know how we're going to go finding these tracks, but we're going to give it a red hot shot. What I do know, 100% certainty, is that we're going to reach the coast. You know what I think about coasts? I absolutely love them. I'm not going to waste any more time. I'm going to jump in shorty, going to get the crew ready, I'm going to get out of here. Come along.
If you're into tough four-wheel driving and epic campsites, then this is the video for you. And I've also got cracking news too. Get 10% off store-wide at 4-Wheel Drive Supacentre. That's 10% off winches, spotlights, and heaps more gear. Just keep an eye out for the exclusive discount code in this video. And of course, enjoy the adventure.
You got a copy back there, Anna?
Yeah, I got a copy.
You haven't actually done this particular trip before, have you?
Yeah, mate, I'm looking forward to this one.
How you doing back there, Steve-o?
Mate, going all right.
Boggy, ever reliable up the back, mate. I don't need to speak to you because I can hear you from here.
No, mate, I'm just taking it all in.
That's the way. Something tells me this is going to be, I've said it before, I'll say it again, a cracking trip.
Without a doubt, mate, without a doubt. Mate, been hanging out for this trip for months.
Having talked to Ken, the manager, and Wendy, the owner of Bramwell Station, we've put together a route to follow old station tracks out to the southeast corner of the property. After that, we're on our own. It's up to us to find our way out to the coast on tracks that could well be impassable. There are many unknowns here, but for me, that's all part of the adventure, eh? Well, here we go again on another magical mystery tour. I'm already down at 18 PSI right now. I'm on a sandy track as we speak. It feels pretty good. We'll monitor it, see how we go. There's a big rut in the road here. I'll let everyone have a look at it and play your own game, but watch me go through and see how we go, eh? Right now we're heading due west on an old station track in a bid to reach a lookout that Ken's told us about. Once there, what we're hoping is that we'll get to see a lay of the land and get a bit of a different perspective on the adventure ahead. But it looks as if the venture has already begun. Yeah, no real dramas. Come on through.
Thanks, mate.
Borgie in the 80 with the big 35s. I don't think he even noticed there's a rut there.
Dude.
Sounds ridiculous. Hey folks, I reckon this is a, yeah, looking at the heme, I reckon this is a tributary of that Olive River.
Ah, right, what's it look like, mate?
Short and sharp, mate. I reckon we just get straight into it and go across.
No worries, sounds good.
Big fan of taking my seatbelt off on any water crossing I do, just in case. Just never know. What a pretty little part of the world that is.
Made that look easy.
Yeah, it's a nice little crossing. Pretty little river. The first part of our journey involves travelling along that northern side of the Olive River. But at some point, there's no getting around it, we're going to have to cross the Olive River in order to reach the tracks that head to the coast. This here is just a tributary of the Olive River, but it still has plenty of flow to it.
Yeah, second gear low range for this one.
It really makes me wonder what the Olive itself will be like when we cross it. If this tributary's flowing like this, the Olive could be a raging torrent. Shortly, we've arrived at a billabong that Ken actually warned us about. In the wet, it gets pretty swollen, and of course, it covers the track. And right now, it's still left a large boggy section which we've got to get through.
She looks a bit soft.
Back and forth, I'm trying as much as I can to get through this, but what I'm finding is I'm not making any headway at all, and I can just feel the passenger side of Shorty starting to sink. And that's when you know you're not doing yourself any favours. You may as well cut your losses, start winching.
You got a lot of revving going on there.
I'm falling in the hole.
I'll come and have a look, mate.
Cheers, Borgie. Righto, let me get out of that bog hole. Have a look at this as I start to winch. There, see? Notice Shorty slipping to the passenger side? That's even under winch tension. That goes to show just how slippery and how little traction this track has. That's slippery. That's really slippery mud. We'll just move Shorty out of the way and give Anna a red hot shot.
See what we can do. Didn't go far.
And well, she didn't get very far at all. I would have thought she might have got a bit further than that.
Barely an hour.
All hands on deck to help with the winch setup. Really, it makes it easy work.
Got a copy.
So you can start winching when you're ready, everyone's clear. Comms are really important. You'll see I've got the handheld there so I can communicate with Anna. Just want to make sure we've got all eyes on everything. Safety first. We are actually a long way from anywhere out here. So close, little there. Whoops, stop there, stop. That's 2 for 2. The bog hole's got 2 for 2. Cape York 2, us none. Righto, Steve with the big GIC, he's not holding back, straight into it. And he didn't get much further either. Good call, just get the winch out. Don't want to do any damage this early in the trip.
I got a mud facial here, mate.
Winch her in, mate. Fair bit of weight on that, and it really does go to show these winches are worth their weight in gold up here. That's insane. Look at those tyres. They're just chock-a-block with mud. Yeah. I think you're good. I'm going to leave this here. Borgie ain't going to drive that. He's going to make a lot of noise. There's going to be mud going everywhere. But he's not going to drive it. Righto, Borgie. You're up.
Righto.
Here he goes. He's not holding back. That's a big effort, mate. That is a big effort.
That's me.
What happened?
That didn't work.
Borgie, just like the rest of us, isn't going to sit there and spin his wheels. He gave it a red hot shot, but then he's backed off. Time to get the winch out.
Just dipped straight out. Got no hope getting through that. Getting winched by Anna now. Beautiful, man. Cool.
Alright, Borgie, looks like we're all strapped up, ready to go.
Ready to go.
Alright, let's go.
Have a meter and you can drive.
All good. Winch stop.
And thank you for that.
Alright, we've got a really short, sharp little hill climb here. It's not that steep and it's not long at all, but it's certainly quite loose and shaly. So what I'm going to try and do here is just crawl my way up. This is where the climb to the lookout actually begins, and what an awesome looking bit of track this is. I love a good challenge, especially when you're rewarded with a view at the end. Try not to spin your wheels too much. When you're driving as hard as Steve is right now with that GIC camper, you really are thankful for the suspension on the camper trailer. It's something you don't have to think about. The GIC camper's got heavy-duty military style 8-leaf eye-to-eye rebound springs. No dramas at all.
Thanks, mate. Righto, crawler up there.
Hey guys, I think we've got one last little push. Oh, and quite a steep push up to the lookout.
Sounds good. Hope we get a good view.
I'm not concerned about the view. I hope we get a breeze.
A breeze would be nice.
From up here, it's actually pretty plain to see that the vegetation that lies ahead is thick. I mean, it's really thick. We could have a mission on our hands here, following a track that hasn't seen traffic in a few years. Well, I've said it before, so it won't be anything new to you, but I'm an absolute sucker for a viewpoint. And here, well, what we can see for almost 180 degrees, which is pretty mind-boggling when you think about it, is Bramwell Station. Have a think about how big that is, to be able to see to the horizon for 180 degrees and call that one property. It's pretty impressive stuff. Back on the track, and we're trying to keep our eyes peeled for one of two crossings that actually go over the Olive River. We're doing that so that we can continue southeast towards the coast, but both of these crossings are proving really difficult to find. Suddenly I spot what looks to be a clearing, and it's heading in the right direction. Hey guys, I think we're coming up upon a river crossing here. We'll go down and have a look, eh?
Sounds good, mate.
Yeah, this seems to be it. This has got to be the crossing of the Olive. The best course of action here, I reckon, is to get Shorty across and see if I can locate the track on the other side before we commit to getting everyone else across. The entry to this crossing is actually remarkably steep. Once I've come over that lip and start to come down, first gear low, feet off the brake, and I'm just letting Shorty do all the work. First part of this river crossing is actually really easy. It's only ankle deep and doesn't present any challenge at all, but it's the other side that's got me a bit worried. Now, what I'm just going to do here is just assess my line, which is directly across. I don't want to go too far to the right on this because there's a bit of a muddy bank in there, and I think if I hit that I'm going to sink in. What I want to try and do is stay to the left of this crossing and come up and out on the left. It's quite deep. See how we go. Nah, no way, that bottom is just terrible. I'm going to have to try my winch out of here. That stuff is knee-deep mud. There was no way I was going to drive up out of there. From here, this is why you pay your money for a winch. Okay. Right about now, old Shorty is filling up with water. Lucky she's got a few rust holes. Oh no. Water is everywhere. Let's get out of here. Now, realistically, I only have to winch 2, maybe 3 car lengths, and I'm out of trouble here, but I think it's going to be a pretty hardcore winch. That mud is extremely thick and extremely deep. First job when I'm across, of course, is to let all the water out. Woohoo! Alrighty then. Let's try this again, shall we? Tell you what, that mud is fighting me the whole way. Alright, well, this is a bit of an epic. I have a feeling we're going to have to really rethink this for Steve. There's no way they're going to get that camper trailer up here. In fact, I doubt anyone's going to drive up here. I mean, you've seen the rigmarole I'm having. There is another crossing further down. We thought perhaps this was it, but there is another crossing. We were told there's 2. Maybe this is the worst of the 2. So, yeah, I'll try and backtrack down and see if I can't point them in the right direction of that second crossing. Of course, I've got to get out of this first. But this track ahead isn't looking overly promising. It's severely overgrown, and really, I don't know if it continues from here. It would only take a couple of wet seasons up here for this track to virtually disappear. I think there's no point in continuing down here. It's just getting way too dense to push through here. I'm going to turn around and head back. Perhaps this isn't the right crossing after all. I guess we've got to try and find the other one, which means I've got to get back across the Olive River. That could be easier said than done. I want to hit this entry point. Nice. Righto, here we go. Straight into it with a fair bit of mumbo. Straight into that boggy section that I got stuck in the first time. Oh, I've got that sinking feeling. Working as a team, everyone's already got things rigged up, so all we've got to do is get that winch rope up, and I'm out of there quicker than you can say. I'm bogged. Have a look at that water, will you? Everything is wet. Righto, one last push to get up this steep exit, and we're back on the track. Yeah, I didn't think I stood much of a chance of driving back up and out of that exit, but winching up it, and we are good to go. That was quite the diversion, and a lot of fun. Well, wet fun. Back on the track, and we're on the hunt for the other crossing, and hopefully it's the easier of the 2. But hang on, what's this? I think I'm onto something. Listen, I think this is that track heading down to the river. Maybe just hang up there for a second, just in case it's not, so we don't have to all turn around. And I'll poke down here and have a look, eh?
Yeah, no worries. I wanted to hear what you come back with.
This track is, well, it's definitely a track. It's not much of one, but it's definitely a track, and it's heading downhill, which suggests it's going to the river, but there's a massive log across it. I reckon you get around it on the quad.
Yeah, alright, no worries, I'll give it a go.
Right, yeah, just turn left of that track and just come straight down.
No worries, see you soon.
Yeah, the quad will get around there, no problem. Shorty won't. cavalry has arrived.
Oh, what's happening?
Mate, we're not going to get over this. I reckon if you zip around there, maybe, zip around there, and that's the track that's continuing on down there. According to the HEMA, the river's only just down there.
All right, can we go check it out?
Check it out and radio back.
Too easy. All right, see you soon.
What about this truck?
Mate, I reckon it's a ghost track.
Ghost track?
I reckon it was probably 20 years ago it was a track. Now I reckon it's that deep in bush.
Regrown. Mother Nature's come back.
Well, Anna's gone for a spin. We'll see what happens if she can find anything on the quad bike.
Yeah, Anna's reached the olive, but once again, it's just not looking good. We're not having a lot of luck here.
Not sure if this track's going anywhere, to be honest. Graham, you there? You got a copy?
Yeah, Anna, copy.
I've made it down to the riverbed here and, well, lots of sand, lots of trees.
Yeah, roger that. Is it crossable?
Look, to be honest, I don't think so. Steep, sandy banks. I can't really see an exit track and I can't really see a track over the other side at all, to be honest.
Well, that's pretty cut and dried.
No beating around the bush. Yeah, this is it.
All right, well, unless you want to set up camp down there, I suggest you head on back and...
Too easy, you'll be a bit lonely down here by myself. I'll see you soon.
Roger. We're going to need to rethink this. There sometimes comes a point in all adventures where the plan has to evolve or change altogether. And this, I reckon, is one such moment. The track that was perhaps once here has all but disappeared through the course of a few wet seasons. Now, we've decided to head back to Bramwell Homestead to speak with Ken about other options, but we'll deal with those in the morning. For now, we've reached camp and it's time for a feed. Steve's donated his kitchen on the back of the GIC. Thanks so much, mate. It makes life a lot easier. Yeah. The second most important ingredient, pure chilli. Mr. Borg. He doesn't like chilli. At the end of the day, I'm feeding a lot of people. And yeah, sure, that's a lot of chilli. Oh yeah, that looks great. Guys, you hungry? Mr. Borg.
Yes.
Front and centre, sir.
Front and centre.
Grab yourself a plate. Put that in there. Get that into you, folks. I tell you what, it'll put hairs on your chest.
All right,
well,
buddy?
except you, Anna. That'd be weird. Borgie does not like chilli.
All right.
Sorry, mate.
I knew he'd like it.
Come on. No chilli.
Get more for less at 4 Wheel Drive Supacentre with incredible deals on Adventure King's camping and outdoor gear. Take your camping experience to the next level with the amazing Grand Tourer Mark III aluminium rooftop tent, the rooftop tent that practically sets itself up. King's portable gazebos are built ultra strong with a tough steel frame, are easy to set up even by yourself and are available in multiple sizes for the campsite or the job site. The incredible new 270-degree freestanding awning can be set up in just 40 seconds and wraps around the side and the back of your car for incredible amounts of shelter. Hit the water on a King's inflatable stand-up paddleboard for an insane amount of fun at the beach, the river or the dam. But warning, it's highly addictive. Plus there's fridges, solar panels and more to make every adventure incredible. At 4 Wheel Drive Supacentre, you get more for less.
When you get up to Bramwell, you can choose to stay in accommodation units if that's what you want to do, or of course they've got picturesque campgrounds. You can pick yourself a quiet little corner right adjacent to the original homestead and the cattle yards. The station bar, which is a cracker, has got live entertainment for the busier months of the season. Talking of which, we should head over there now and have a chat to Ken about our options. We didn't have a great deal of luck, mate.
What, down the back?
No, could not find those tracks for love nor money. I think they've... How long since someone's been down there? Many, many years?
Oh, 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, okay. I reckon they've all over... As you know, it's all long grass down there.
Yes.
So you could be on a track and you wouldn't know it at times.
That's right, that's correct.
So, mate, we just had no luck at all.
You guys would have handled it though?
Well, we got as far as the fishing camp.
Okay.
And that was nice down there. But, I mean, obviously we wanted to push onto the coast and there was no way through, mate. None, no way. No.
Okay.
No. So, what are our options?
Well, Frenchman's track.
That's what I was thinking in the back of my mind, yeah.
Now,
yeah.
the Pasco can be very deep.
Yep.
Very, very rocky on the bottom.
Yep.
Right, it's good fun though. A lot of good fun on Frenchman's track.
I like your attitude. All right, well, to the coast we go.
Okay.
I'll leave you with it behind the bar.
Best of luck.
Cheers.
Okay.
Good one.
Bye.
I reckon it's always worthwhile getting the opinion of locals, especially somewhere like the Cape. The traveller's grapevine tells them exactly what's going on down the track, so these are the people to speak to. Seeing as we're so close to the Bramwell Roadhouse, it made a lot of sense to top up on fuel again before we get stuck into tackling the Frenchman's track. Well, folks, here we are. Ooh la la! On the Frenchman's track.
Looking good so far.
What can we expect out of this one, mate?
A couple of big river crossings. It's a bit washed out in places. You're going to love it. You love big water crossings, mate.
I do, that I do. No, it sounds really good, actually.
So there's been a fire through here recently, eh?
How long ago you reckon the fire came through?
Not very. There's still flames there. Just driving along here now, we noticed that there'd been quite a bit of burning off happening through here, a bit of back burning. Started way back up there and actually looked quite old, and then we got down to here and you can see what's happened. There's a tree, fire's burned up the guts of it and it's fallen over and it's continued to burn. It's a good thing though. How often do you reckon they do this out here?
Oh, we see it around here annually. They're trying to get rid of most of the lower scrub so we don't have one big fire and it turns chaos.
Yeah. You get smaller fires, it looks after itself. That's burning off, I say, we take off.
Too easy.
What do you reckon?
Let's hit the road.
Right, I'll leave that going. I reckon you could put a roast potato in there.
Or
Oh, yeah, it might be dry and dusty, but there's still a little bit of water around, folks.
what are we looking at, Graham?
Looks like a little tributary creek crossing kind of thing. I'll head through first, see what it's like. It's June right now, so we're well clear of the wet season. However, it was a late wet and there's still plenty of water around the place.
There you go, it can be dusty as all hell, and then out in the middle of nowhere you get a bit of creek crossing.
Yeah, it's magic, isn't it?
That's the thing about the Cape. It's always changing. The dynamics are incredible.
Just what the glove needed, just a bit of a wash underneath.
Only a short distance down the track and we reach a low-lying, swampy section of the Frenchman's. Hey folks, we've got a fair bit of mud down here. Goody goody, I love mud. Just going to pull up here, hang on a second. Oh, Struth, Bruce. Now there's a few options here, so it's best we take a closer look before diving in. Gracious. Diabolical. That one's got a tree across it. Not that that's a big deal. That one looks horrible over there. I'm liking that one. I reckon I could almost just crawl through there. Second low, and just because it's got a really firm base.
Yeah, right.
All right, well I'm going to give this a red hot go, Tiger.
Fantastic.
What do you reckon my chances are?
I reckon you're going to get all the way through.
Well, either that or I'm going to get stuck. There's my hot tip for the day. Is that a clean shirt?
Not for long.
Not for long.
So we're
All
going to get my car ready.
Wish me luck.
I don't know how he's going to go through this. He's only seen up until that bend's there. He hasn't seen all of this. He's got to get through the whole lot. This will be good fun. If anything, it'll be good fun.
Here we go. Despite looking pretty gnarly and actually being a very long, wet section of track, the base is actually pretty good. I think this is going to be all about momentum, making sure you don't stop and bog yourself down. Yeah, buddy. The good news is I got through. The bad news is there's a terrible noise coming from my front left. Having seen me get through now, I don't think Anna's going to have any dramas at all. She has got a bit more weight than me though, and that could prove problematic. She's killing it. Listen to the sound of that V8. Loving it.
Watch out for that dip there.
Let's see if the others make it through.
Anna Banana drove that like it was nothing.
And in he goes. Charges. Have a look at that bow wave. I reckon he's just about empty, that puddle. That camper has got to be made of strong stuff. The full tube reinforced chassis with all the stress points on the chassis and drawbar being reinforced is really coming into its own right about now.
Stay on it, mate. Stay on it. All right, yeah.
All right. Borgie's wearing a bra. It's always good to see. Look at that, casual as you like. Big 35s, V8, he's cruised through there. We're about a third of the way down the Frenchman's track and we've reached the Wenlock River. This is one of the two rivers that we thought might give us problems. Now, it looks as if the river itself is not going to be an issue, but the descent into the river might well be. Alrighty, we just checked out the river. Before I even get to the river, I've got to get down this, and I know what Shorty's going to do. It's going to be all like this, wheels in the air. I'm going to be chewing holes in the seat. It's going to be good fun. I'm going to get stuck into it. I'm about to do the entry into the Wenlock, and I tell you what, it is going to be awesome. I've got Borgie down the front here. Shorty's going to pick up a big wheel here. Going to pick up. It's going to pick up back right. And that right there. Sometimes it's nice just to sit and feel that sensation. Borgie's got a big smile on his face. How's she look, Borgie?
It's brilliant.
Come forward on that line. Bring that wheel down. That angle there is not nice. That doesn't feel great. Righto, this next one here, I might just check with Borgie about wheel placement. Yeah, you see, that's where a spotter is so helpful.
A little bit of left hand down, buddy.
Yeah, there you go. See, Borgie's on it. Yeah, that actually feels pretty good. You can see a clear line on the right-hand side of the truck, but once I got into that mud, there was just no way I could get across to it. And that feels all sorts of weird.
That's a problem.
Well, I'm officially down.
You're down. You're down in about a metre of mud.
Yeah, I think I might stay here while we winch, man.
That's what it is.
Borgie's just falling in the mud. Yeah, I might need to winch you out, mate.
I'll see you down the bottom.
They say it's good, good for the skin, mate.
Mate, my legs are going to be that smooth tomorrow.
This is Cape York at its best. This is why we come up here.
The idea is we want to winch him away from the side of the wall. If we can get him over here, we can readjust and see if we can drive the rest of it. But if he goes into the bank, we've just got no hope of getting him out of there.
Just going real slow. Crabbing down, but that's all right. You do need a spotter through here, you really do. The last bit of this little track down to the Wenlock River has actually got a large rut in the middle. You've got to straddle it. If you were to fall into it, you definitely do panel damage. I love your work, bud. This is going to be quite a deep crossing, I think. Momentum's going to be my friend. That's just a great crossing. That's just a cracking little crossing of the river, and that really is, that's Cape York, isn't it? To a T.
That's absolutely unreal. I can't wait to give that a crack.
Righto, Anna's dropping off and straight into that same bog hole. Yeah, you can see a slide in there exactly where I did. I think that wheelbase just helped her out ever so slightly there. Still a good drive. Well done, Anna.
That was good stuff.
Woohoo!
Can you stop doing it so easy? You're making us all look bad.
I'm sorry.
Good job. Good
Long
job.
wheelbase. Thank you.
And she's across the river with zero dramas.
Beautiful.
That was beautiful.
Thanks, boys.
Rightio, Steve with the camper trailer. Have a look at that angle he's on, will you? The hitch on that camper trailer is actually a pretty slick bit of kit. It's the Black Series 80R approved off-road polyblock hitch, and you can really see it working coming down into the Wenlock here. Whoa, that last little rut just about swallowed the camper trailer. And again, he's across the river with no drama at all. Borgie's so keen, we've lost him. He's gone. Ooh.
You probably don't need me, mate. You've seen everyone else do it now. You've been expert. The leading expert.
Just keep an eye.
Righto, Borgie's seen us all do it. He's guided us all down. He's going to have no issues.
That feels horrible.
Over to the right a bit, mate. Over to the right a bit.
I want your passenger.
A little bit to the right. To the right.
Nice, isn't it? Nice work, man. You saw where everyone else went? Out wide and go in. Well, with a challenge like that under our belts, we decided to reward ourselves with a quick dip and a snack. There's always a chance of crocs up here, so make sure you're aware of where you take a dip and that it's safe to do so. Tasmanian salmon, mate. What do you reckon? Have a look at this great little custom kitchen on the side of Borgie's 80 series. Tell you what, makes camping a lot easier.
Sultana damper.
How nice was that, eh? Lunch down by the river. You don't get much more Cape York than that. We've got a bit of a hill here. I want to get on. Righto, fully refreshed. It's time for us to make a mile. We're a bit behind on our trip schedule due to our change of plan, but we're hoping to reach the Pasco by tomorrow afternoon if we play our cards right. But some things you just can't help taking more time on. All right, we might try and do that again.
A little bit more momentum just to get you up over the top. Once your front wheels are over, I reckon you'll pop over that. Yeah, just redlining in second, mate. You'll get up that.
However, Steve's got this one in the bag with just a bit more momentum. That was a good drive, mate. Talk about dust.
That's the way you do it, Steve-o.
Yeah, that worked. Oh, wait till you see this. Wow, this is insane.
What have we got, mate?
No, I'm not saying anything. You come and have a look. Having covered a fair whack of distance for the afternoon, we couldn't help ourselves. This little creek is beautiful, and it's also got a great campsite right next to it. Who wouldn't stop here?
Like a pro, Stevie, like a pro.
Great practice, mate. You know, it was actually pretty tricky finding a campsite along this track. Most of it's overgrown or is thick with grass, but this spot is an absolute doozy, a really top-notch campsite. I'm going to whack up me Darchie awning because I figure there could be a bit of a dew tonight. Borgie's got himself a brand new swag. He's like a kid with a new toy. Those Adventure King swags are big enough for the biggest of blokes. I reckon even Borgie will be able to roll around in there. How good is this? Icy cold beer, campfire going, crystal clear creek, Cape York at its finest.
I don't mind having full stuff. Yeah. We're doing a cheers. Cheers, mate. Cheers.
Steve's got setting up that GIC camper down pat. I reckon he's got it out, kitchen done, and a beer in hand within about 5 to 10 minutes. Soon as I cooked on the camper last night, Steve stepped up, grabbed the Tigers 11 cooking gear off me, and he has opted to cook a feast on the campfire tonight. I love Steve's cooking as much, no actually more, than he enjoys cooking it. I'm loving this. I'm really enjoying myself and the company of good mates, but in the back of my mind, I'm still wondering just how this adventure will end. You know what? I guess the Pasco will decide that for us.
Get more for less at 4 Wheel Drive Supacentre with insane deals on King's DIY storage and 12-volt gear to build your dream 4-wheel drive. Whether it's an inverter you need to run 240-volt gear on the job site or the campsite, a battery box or a 12-volt control box to easily access your power, King's 12-volt DIY gear is what you need to take your 12-volt setup to the next level. Need a battery? King's has you covered with a full range of AGM, slimline and lithium batteries in sizes ranging from 98 amp hour to 200 amp hour. All built with ultra high quality components to go the distance. And of course you just can't beat King's solar panels and blankets to silently charge your batteries anytime the sun's out. At 4 Wheel Drive Supacentre, you get more for less.
June up in the Cape is pretty much the perfect time to unroll a swag. The weather's great, it's not too hot, you've got none of the wet season to worry about, but all of the waterfalls and all the water holes have still got plenty of water in them, and that's important because swimming up here is one of the great things about the Cape.
Yep.
No rest for that barbecue plate. She's up and getting another workout first thing this morning. Bacon and eggs it is.
How is it?
Hey Anna,
Yeah.
what time do you start work in the morning?
8 o'clock.
8 a.m.
8 a.m.
All right, just having a look at the HEMA. We've got a long way to go because we are only just past that river crossing there.
Yep.
Look how far we've got to go. I think that Pasco is going to be quite high, just from what they were saying out at Bramwell. But even to get to the Pasco, we've still got a fair way to go. That's right up here.
Yep.
Before
Yeah, still a
continuing
little
on.
bit to go.
Yeah, there is. So long as we don't come up against too many challenges, we should be okay. I mean, if we can be at the Pasco by lunch, we'll kill it.
Sounds like a plan.
Agreed?
Agreed.
All right. Well, I reckon we give it a red hot go.
All right.
Let's get
too
packed
easy.
up and get onto it. the track and the terrain is constantly changing. Sometimes you can pick up the pace, but at other times it's low range crawling to get through.
Right, this is a bit of a rock, sort of a ride this is. Oh. All I'm really doing here again is just low range and letting old Shorty do the work. There's a bit of a rut up here. I don't know whether to straddle it or try and go to the left of it. I'm going to go to the left and just see how I go with it. It's not that much of a rut, even if I fall into it, I'm not too concerned. And we're good. We've made it. Yeah, coming up, folks. There's a bit of a bump in the middle and a bit of a rut, but it should be good.
Nice and easy.
Hey guys, we've got a decent sort of a puddle here. I'm gonna put my window up and get stuck into it. I'll call you through on the other side, eh?
If I'm honest, I didn't even look at this water crossing twice. To me, it was nothing. Not long, didn't look deep. It wasn't long and it wasn't deep, but that bump in the middle caught us all unawares.
Yeah, we should have walked this one.
Oh no, that sounds terrible.
Yeah, no, I've got nothing. I'll have to winch out of this.
I'll come up now, mate.
Sure, I could have gone in a little hotter, a bit more momentum, but I think I only would have done damage if I'd done that.
Looks like you got yourself into a little bit of strap.
Yeah, mate, I'm bottomed out. I got a tree trunk protector here.
Anna to the rescue. She's going to run out the winch cable for me. All I'm going to need is to pull Shorty forward half a car length and I'll be back on decent ground again.
Yeah, and your left back rear. Yes, no, I've got nothing on. I can take my foot off, like, I can literally take my foot off the clutch and just sit here.
She's hung up big time.
Yeah. But unsuspectedly. Did. Are we all ready to go there? All right, I'm hitting the afterburners.
See there, you can actually see Shorty get pulled up and out of those ruts there. There's something in that bog hole that just isn't right.
Yeah, I should be able to drive from there, boys.
Oh yeah, just take it gently, it's a bit bumpy when you first go in.
Yeah, roger that.
Righto, Anna's seen me get through. I reckon with a bit of momentum, she'll do this easy. Yeah, you're stuck as well. Look at that, you can see those tyres just moving. There's nothing there, no grip, no traction, nothing.
I think it's just the mud in there. What I think's happened is we've got compacted mud in the middle, and then on the edges where tyres have been, it's actually dug out 4 perfect trenches. So as soon as you hit it, you belly out. Because there's trenches dug out, you don't go anywhere. A little bit more. Yep.
Right, continuing on, playing in the mud.
Steve saw exactly what happened to Anna and I. He's not hanging around, he is straight through. Of course, he knows he can give it a bit. He knows that on the other side of those 2 bumps, it's smooth sailing.
There's one of the real benefits of coming second or even third in the convoy. See, the first person can't afford to do that because you just don't know what the consequences are of hitting a waterhole way too hard. So of course the first person in the convoy has to take it through slowly. Second person can learn from that. And of course by the time you get to the third and the fourth person, you've worked out exactly what it is in there and the way to beat it. So just by a bit of right foot, we all would have made it through that. But of course coming in first, you can't give it heaps when you first come in case there is something gnarly in here and you damage your truck. So I guess it pays to travel in a convoy. You can learn. You watch Borgie. In fact, I'm getting the heck out of the way. Borgie's not going to stop. Borgie loves that. I don't think...
A little bit more mumbo.
Yeah, it's exactly what I thought. See, Borgie doesn't really care too much for the terrain. So long as he can hear that truck roaring, he's happy.
We seem to be making good progress towards the Pasco, but Steve had some bad news for us.
Yeah, you got you, mate. What's up?
Well, I've got a bit of a problem. My brakes are just pretty much going all the way to the floor at the moment.
Yeah, right, okay. Maybe we'll have to pop over and check that out. Might be check the fluid and make sure you got no water and things in there, mate. We'll have a look.
No worries, mate. I'll find a flat spot to pull up.
Righto.
Borgie's actually a mechanic by trade and he's always keen to lend a hand and help solve a problem in the bush.
Probably the best thing to do is just maybe bleed the brakes a bit.
I'm just on fluid watch right here. Got a bottle of brake fluid here and I'm just keeping an eye on the level so as they bleed these brakes, if they lose too much fluid, I'll just top it back up. What's going on down below is that there's a little tiny what they call bleed nipple on each one of the brake calipers. The idea behind that is that You pump the brakes and hold the pedal down. You release the bleed nipple and any water or air that's trapped in the system get expelled out. Now whilst you're holding the pedal down, you do that back up again, let the pedal off, do it again twice, do it again 3 times, and by opening the bleed nipple only when the pedal is down, i.e. under force or under load, you expel water and air out, tighten it back up whilst it's still under load and let it go again. You're not letting any air back up into the system. That's what Borgie's doing on each one of these.
Typical of being one of the youngest on the DVDs. Whenever the rolling around in the mud sort of thing pops up, it's always me. Borgie, get under that. You might have got that, mate. There seemed to be a bit of dirty fluid and a little bit of air in that back right one. So hopefully we've got that one.
Oh, well, if it's getting hot and there's water in there, it's going to turn into a gas.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah. Here we go.
Fingers crossed, ready to grab a logie.
All right, let's go.
Now, Borgie and the rest of us are hoping the best for Steve's braking issue, and for now, it's showing signs of improvement. So we're going to continue and close in on the Pasco. Yeah, we've got a couple of water crossings down here, folks. We might get stuck into, eh?
Righto, sounds good.
Lovely. I'd have a win at some point, didn't I? Oh, look at that. That's pretty. Gee whiz. Stunning part of the country, isn't it? Let's go up this little crossing here. Here we go. Righto, folks, come on through. Every crossing is different up here, so you can't treat them all the same. You've got to feel your way through. More gas if you need it, but be prepared to crawl over hidden obstacles. Take that nice and slow, folks. I think that's one of the older crossings. It's got logs in the middle of it. It's a little slippery coming down the other side too. Just take it nice and slow.
So that's a bit slippery there, Steve.
Yeah, it's fun.
We didn't get much further up the track when we got some more bad news from Steve, and this time it's a shocker.
Oh, it doesn't even smell too good, does it? No, it smells horrible. We've got ourselves a bit of a predicament here. As you saw earlier, we had what we thought was brake line problems or brake problems with the front right here. It turns out that we're blowing a bearing on this wheel, starting to smoke and all sorts of things, and you can smell it. What we're going to do right now is take the trailer off the back of Steve's and give it to Borgie, and we're going to nurse the Hilux back down to the Pasco and see if we can't get it across. At least then we're in a better position. We're not got 2 rivers between us. We're somewhere where we can actually go and get parts or nurse the truck home. So I think it's just going to be gently, mate, get it out of here. Yeah?
Sounds like a plan.
All right, let's swap this trailer around.
Righto, let's do it.
Of course, we're swapping the trailer over so that Borgie takes the majority of the weight here. Steve's got enough troubles on his hands as it is. Borgie's truck's running 100%. He may as well take the trailer and let Steve just crawl along slowly. I can actually smell the burning grease from behind Steve's truck, and the noise is something else. Oh yeah, Steve, that angle's all kinds of screwed up. Keep going, mate. Keep going. To straddle that rut as best you can, mate. The last 10 kilometres of driving towards the Pasco was so uncomfortable for Steve. I can only imagine what would have been going through his mind. A breakdown of this calibre out here, when you're stuck between 2 rivers, really is quite unthinkable. Alrighty, this is it. Mighty Pasco River crossing. The Pasco River is legendary up here. It's one of those rivers that everybody has heard of. This is the river that claimed a 4-wheel drive only 2 weeks ago.
It's deep. Got a front wheel ready to fall off.
The Pasco is deep, it's flowing, and it's infested with crocs. It's not the sort of place for a wheel to seize up in the middle, and that is exactly what is on all of our minds, particularly Steve's. We've decided to rearrange the convoy here. Like I said earlier on, sometimes plans just have to change. We're going to attach the Hilux to the back of Anna's V8 Cruiser. She's got the power, she's got the weight, and she's got the momentum to get Steve across. This is no time to mess around. Nightfall is only half an hour, 45 minutes away, and if anything is going to happen, it's better it happens when we've still got some light.
Slow down.
Righto, this is it. Anna's in the creek. If anything's going to happen, it's going to be now. You can see how rocky it is, but you can also see just how much power that V8 Cruiser's got. You can see how deep it is. It is a cracking crossing. Look at that, they've made it across. I can't begin to tell you just how relieved everybody was, not the least of which Steve. Have a look at him.
Good job, boys! I can see the relieved face. Look at his heart.
Blood pressure. It was a little hairy, but I'm so glad we've made it across. And Steve is looking pretty good so far. All right,
There's still the steep climb out the other side. They're going to need to move fast so that they can create space for Borgie and I to get across before nightfall. I reckon Steve's got his work cut out for him. If anything's going to go wrong, if it didn't go wrong in the creek, the exit's going to be the spot. Have a look at that wheel, will you? Gee whiz. Steve's made a good move right there. He hasn't pushed it and he's opted to winch up there. That's a good call. We've still got to get out to the main road yet, where he can put the Hilux on a tilt tray and head back to Weeper for repairs.
Alright. You're lying if I didn't say the heart wasn't pounding. Bloody hell. Let's see how we go.
Look at the concentration. Old Borgie doesn't muck around. Look at him battling that wheel. It is so rocky in that creek. If ever there was a vehicle that was going to get a camper trailer across the Pasco, that's the one. Righto, Steve's up. From here, he should be right. He should make it out to the main road. Oh, look at Borgie battling his way up there. It just goes to show how steep and rutted that exit really is.
Jeez, I'm glad to get out of there, but...
Oh, how many more to come?
Can this chick wheel? Yeah!
Okay, here we go. Slow and steady, I think is going to be the key here. Now it's all up to me. As you can see, the light is really starting to fade. I'm the last to come across the Pasco. One wrong line, one big rock or hole, and it could be all over. It's really time to focus.
Yeah, Scotty, you little weapon.
I've done it. Oh, Shorty's made it across again. Geez, I love this truck. The camera car is actually having some problems with water and it's dizzy, so it can't get up the incline just yet.
Anna,
Graham.
where's the car?
Way at the top, waiting for you. What's going on?
Well, I'm waiting for the camera car. They're still stuck down there. You got to get going, eh?
Yeah.
Thank you so much for an absolutely cracking time, mate. Cape York,
worries at all.
love it to pieces. And I reckon I'll be back.
Perfect. All right. See you next time.
Keep in touch, eh?
Anna's got to get home at this point. She's got morning shift at the hospital in Weeper, and she's got a heck of a drive ahead of her. It's time to say goodbye and wish her a safe journey. Now, we don't want to be camped down here next to the river, so Borgie's into it. He's stripping that dizzy apart and making sure it gets dried out and sealed up again. The man's a machine, but I think he's heard about the Hemingway bar at the Anchorage in Weeper, and that's our next stop. With the end in sight, the camera car is soon on its way and out to flat ground. And I'm not too far behind either. Shorty, what a truck and what an adventure.
How you going, Stretch?
Finally, we made it back to
Good,
Weeper in
mate. Good
time
to
for
see
the
you.
last orders at
Can
the
I buy the
Anchorage
boys a
bar.
beer?
What an awesome place to end our trip, and
Sir.
cheers to our
Cheers.
epic adventure.
Cheers to that.
Big ears. Cheers, mate. Good on you. Well, this is gonna be nice. Well, as they say, things don't always go to plan, and that was exactly how it was for us. But when you're up the Cape, whether you're doing the OTT or, like us, you're out exploring places you've never been before, just being up here is often enough. Stay flexible, go with the flow, and I guarantee you're going to have an absolute blast, because after all, this is Cape York. How can you go wrong? I might see you up here next time, I might not, but I'll definitely see you on four-wheel drive action. How's that beer, mate? You right? Yeah?
Forget building your own set of storage drawers or paying well over $1,000 for a set elsewhere, and get your hands on a set of incredibly tough and unbeatable value for money Titan storage drawers. Our entire range of Titan storage drawers have been built to handle just about anything you can throw at them. All models of Titan double drawers come with an included built-in fridge slide on the left-hand side, saving you up to $200 compared to some other brands that charge extra for a fridge slide. Each drawer top also has these heavy-duty spring-loaded tie-down points to secure your gear on even the most corrugated roads. We've put them through their paces like none other. We've jumped on them, overloaded them with bricks, chucked an engine on the drawers at full extension, absolutely flooded them and used them off-road year after year to prove just how tough they are. The Titan 900 single drawer is perfect for those who have limited space to install a storage drawer. It has internal dimensions of 430mm wide, 790mm long, and 190mm deep. The Titan 900 double drawer setup is ideal for smaller wagons like Prados, Pajeros, and SUVs, with the internal dimensions identical to the 900 single drawer on each side. The Titan 1300 ute drawers are made specifically for vans and utes. The internal dimensions are 1200mm long, 430mm wide, and 150mm high. The 1300mm single drawers are also a cracking addition to the back of vans and utes. The internal dimensions are the same as the double 1300 drawers, but have an extra 40mm of depth, making them 190mm deep. And finally, for the bigger wagons like Land Cruisers and Patrols, the double 1070 storage drawers have internal dimensions of 880mm long, 470mm wide, and 180mm of depth. They come 95% pre-assembled, and all you need to install them is a couple of basic hand tools and a couple of hours on a lazy Sunday arvo. You can also add optional wing kits, both model specific and DIY, so you can finish off the back of your four-wheel drive and have plenty of storage available for your next adventure. Take your setup to the next level with the incredibly tough and unbeatable value for money Titan storage drawers.
If you're after a next level 12-volt upgrade for your vehicle or your next camping trip, then check this out. The Adventure King's 120 amp hour lithium battery. This uses high capacity, brand new grade A lithium iron phosphate cells capable of thousands of cycles. It's paired with a high quality BMS able to output up to 160 amps of current. The future of 12-volt setups is here. Lithium batteries are super lightweight and still have heaps of power capacity. In fact, this battery weighs just over 15 kilos. That's about half as much as a similar capacity AGM. But that's not all. Lithium batteries have the ability to use their entire capacity from 100 to 0% and still have an incredibly long life. The reason Adventure King's lithium batteries are so good is because they use lithium iron phosphate chemistry. That means if you're using the entire 120 amp hours of capacity in this battery every day, it would still last almost 5.5 years. Some cheap lithium batteries use grade B or even second-hand cells to keep the cost down, but not here. Adventure King's lithium iron phosphate batteries use brand new grade A prismatic cells. When these batteries are assembled, each individual cell is matched with others and then grouped. Then those cells are balanced, which means that these batteries always function at their best and ensure you have full capacity. Another major feature of these Adventure King's 120 amp hour lithium batteries is the high quality internal battery management system. This BMS for short takes care of the individual cells. It balances them while you're charging your battery. It prevents overcharge, over discharge, over temperature and short circuits. A high quality BMS is so important, and it's also incredibly important to match the BMS to the cells and the use of the battery. A good indicator of a high quality BMS is to look for high current discharge and charge ratings. This battery is capable of charging and discharging constantly at up to 100 amps, and it can do a peak discharge of 160 amps of current. A high discharge current and a high peak discharge current are very important if you want to run things like inverters that need a lot of power when they turn on to fill the capacitors. If you're looking at a battery that has a much lower charge and discharge rate, they could be cost cutting by using a cheaper BMS. Lithium iron phosphate is a safe technology, unlike some other lithium chemistries, and Adventure King's lithium batteries are doubly safe. Not only are they sealed and safe to use in your vehicle, they've also passed a short circuit test, overcharge test, over temperature test, and a vibration test, so they're ready to be put to use. Some lithium batteries are extremely sensitive to hot and cold temperatures, and they can be damaged or destroyed by trying to use them. Adventure King's batteries though can be charged anywhere from 0 to 50 degrees Celsius and used or discharged anywhere from -20 right through to +60 degrees Celsius. They use threaded M8 terminals for high power output and easy connection. Measuring in at 330mm long by 162mm wide and 215mm tall, they fit perfectly in an Adventure King's battery box for a lightweight and powerful portable power station. And with 120 amp hours on tap, you could run a camping fridge for 5 or even 6 days. Or you can permanently install them in your vehicle for a next level super powerful setup that barely weighs anything. And for that reason, they're perfect for your four-wheel drive, motorhome, caravan, or camper trailer, where you need to be concerned about GVM and GCM limits. So if you want a safe, Lightweight, super powerful, and super long-lasting lithium battery for your next level setup, you can't beat an Adventure King's 120 amp hour lithium battery.
Introducing the incredible Adventure King's Premium Camp Oven Stove. Your new best mate for delicious barbecue or campfire cooking and warm, cozy fires whether you're at home in your backyard or at your favorite campsite. Let me show you all the things that I absolutely love about it, and I'm sure you're gonna love too. This amazing bit of gear has been designed right here in Australia, and it combines a camping stove and a portable barbecue into one. It can run off multiple fuel sources: wood, heat beads, charcoal, briquettes, and more. When it's time to cook up a feast, you can fit 2 large pots or pans on this huge flat cooktop surface that measures in at 520mm long by 300mm wide. That's enough space to cook up a feast for the entire family. And because it runs on wood or heat beads, you can leave the gas bottle behind, one less thing to pack. And when you want a beautiful roaring campfire, use the included hook tool to simply lift the 2-piece lid off completely and just add in some more firewood. The raised and closed design means you won't risk scorching your grass, your deck, or even your driveway. And you'll be able to use it for a beautiful warm fire at campsites that don't allow open ground fires. Plus, your firewood lasts longer because you're closer to the heat. Now that's cozy. The enclosed design means it's super efficient, and you can make the most of your fuel by directing the heat exactly where you want it. You can even adjust the temperature of your fire by varying the airflow. With these sliding vents on the side, a 2-piece removable lid on top, and an adjustable flue, you're always in control. Remove the entire lid for an open fire, or just this circular inner piece if you need extra heat for cooking, like searing steaks to finish them off. And this up here, now that is a real game changer. A chimney that extends over 2.4 meters off the ground to direct smoke away from your campsite for smoke-free campfires. You can even position the premium camp oven stove under your awning, your gazebo, or your shed for maximum warmth. And the angular offset chimney piece allows smoke to funnel away rather than getting trapped underneath. There's even a spark arrestor on top for good measure. There are so many more things to absolutely love about the King's Premium Camp Oven Stove. It's been designed to be super sturdy with these 4 large legs that extend the footprint a foot wider in both directions for excellent stability. The legs simply screw into the bottom like this, and you can remove the middle piece for a lower fire. This huge access door swings open with the included hook tool to allow you to easily refill the Premium Camp Oven Stove as required. Inside, you've got this fuel rack that keeps your wood or your charcoal up off the floor, maximising airflow and preventing wasted heat. It's a breeze to transport, set up and pack down too, with no tools required. Each of the 4 2-piece legs simply screw together and the chimney pieces pack into each other, with everything fitting into the main body of the Premium Camp Oven Stove for simple transport. Make sure you don't miss the incredible genuine cooking accessories available too, like a proper wood-fired meat smoker and a clever barbecue hot plate set to really take your camp cooking to the next level. And a stainless steel water boiler too. Whether I'm at home in my backyard or out camping with family, my mates, or even by myself, I absolutely love my Adventure King's Premium Camp Oven Stove. It's a portable fire pit, it's a wood or charcoal barbecue, and it's the centerpiece of every backyard get-together or camping adventure, and I know you're gonna love yours too.
Introducing the insane new Adventure King's 9-inch lethal LED driving lights. These things have an amazing combination of both spot and flood light. They have 21,840 lab-proven effective lumens per pair. That's over 2,000 more than the previous generation. Plus, they have huge light distance performance with 1 lux at over 1.3 kilometers. These are the LED driving lights that other lights wish they were.
You asked and we listened. You said you wanted even more flood of light out of your LED driving lights to light up the sides of the road, the highway and the tracks. We went back to the drawing board to redesign the lethal LED driving lights to produce exactly that. At the same time, we upgraded the lights to the ridiculously tough King's Laser Light die-cast aluminium housings and 3mm folded steel mounts. So not only are these some of the brightest LED driving lights we've ever sold, but they're also the toughest. How bright? Try a lab-proven 21,840 lumens per pair and one lux of 1,342 meters. That's real-world lumens too, not the theoretical lumens that some lights claim they produce. That's thanks to the genuine German-designed Osram LEDs for simply unparalleled light performance. We've also re-engineered the lethal lights with a new 5,185 Kelvin colour temperature. That means they're just a little bit more on the softer, warmer side. Still a clear, crisp white light, but that little bit easier on the eyes when driving long distances. And of course, you get all the features and quality you'd expect from Adventure King's driving lights, like polycarbonate lenses, the same stuff riot shields and fighter jet canopies are made of, and an IP68 water and dustproof rating, meaning these lights are waterproof to a depth of 1 meter for an hour. Plus, for the first time ever, they're rated to IP69K. That means they can withstand high pressure jets of hot water. That tough die-cast alloy housing features passive cooling fins and a waterproof breather for longevity, and they have the ability to run on both 12 and 24 volt, meaning they're suitable for everything from cars and four-wheel drives to trucks and machinery. Including the brackets, they measure 250mm high, 230mm wide, and 115mm deep. They have an attachment system that uses two 8mm bolts on either side to positively lock them in place and prevent them from falling out of alignment. And of course, they use the same plug as all previous Adventure King's lights, which makes them an easy 10-minute upgrade. Just unplug your old lights, bolt the new ones on, plug them in, and you're ready to go. Add in a 2-year warranty and you've got a simply incredible set of lights that leave the competition looking a little underwhelming. The Adventure King's 9-inch lethal LED driving lights are the best value LED driving lights on the market. We've re-engineered them to be incredibly tough and incredibly bright. They'll turn night into day, and they're on sale right now for a price you have to see to believe.
You asked and we've listened. The incredible MT1 Go Anywhere camper trailer has just received an ATM upgrade to 2 tons. All new Adventure King's MT1 camper trailers will now come with the new upgraded 2-ton ATM. But don't worry if you already own an MT1, because a retrofit upgrade kit is available too. The MT1 is already an ultra tough trailer with a one-piece 150 by 50mm chassis that extends right from the drawbar all the way to the back of the trailer. Now it's even tougher with upgraded suspension, bearings, brakes and wheels to bring it up to a 2-ton ATM. The brakes are upgraded from 10-inch to 12-inch electric brakes. The alloy rims are now rated to 2-ton ATM. And an upgraded set of suspension arms also suit the upgraded ATM. And for existing owners, the retrofit upgrade is incredibly easy to do at home yourself. Everything just bolts onto the trailer with no modifications needed. That extra payload capacity means that you've got more ability than ever before to carry the gear that you need and still remain legal. For more information and full detailed specs on the MT1, see the 4-Wheel Drive Supacentre website. Now with a 2-ton ATM upgrade, the Adventure King's MT1 Go Anywhere camper trailer can carry more gear than ever before.